Is Malta truly neutral when it comes to international news broadcasting? Malta proudly describes itself as a neutral nation. Our constitution commits the country to neutrality, peace, and non-alignment. But while Malta may be neutral in principle, a growing number of viewers are asking whether the same can be said about the international news channels available on Maltese television. This presentation explores that question. Part 1. The contradiction. Malta's neutrality is not simply a political slogan. Article 1 of the Constitution explicitly states that Malta is a neutral state pursuing a policy of non-alignment. Yet when Maltese citizens switch on their televisions, the range of international news voices available appears far less balanced. The country's two main television providers, Go and Malta, offer many international news channels. However, most of these channels are commonly perceived as occupying the center-left or progressive side of the political spectrum. This raises an important question. Can a country claim neutrality if viewers are only offered one side of an international political conversation? Part 2. What the viewer can receive. Maltese viewers have access to respected international news organizations such as BBC News, CNN International, and Al Jazeera English. These are established broadcasters with global audiences and significant influence. However, critics often describe these outlets as having editorial perspectives that lean towards the center-left or progressive end of public debate. Whether one agrees with those descriptions or not, these channels are readily available to Maltese subscribers through both major providers. The result is that one particular perspective on world events is well represented across the Maltese television landscape. Part 3. What the viewer cannot receive. The situation becomes more interesting when we examine what is missing. Channels such as Fox News in the United States, GB News in the United Kingdom, and Talk TV are not available on the public channel lineups of either major Maltese carrier. These broadcasters are generally associated with center-right or conservative audiences. As a result, subscribers who wish to access these perspectives must seek them elsewhere, often through the internet rather than through their television provider. Supporters of greater media diversity argue that the issue is not whether these channels are right or wrong. The issue is whether viewers should have the freedom to choose for themselves. Part 4. The record. This debate is not based solely on opinion. Malta's constitution and broadcasting laws place great importance on impartiality, pluralism, and diversity. The Broadcasting Authority is tasked with safeguarding fairness across the airwaves. The Broadcasting Act also emphasizes the importance of pluralism in the media environment. At the same time, several international studies have raised concerns regarding media pluralism and editorial independence in Malta. Reports by European media monitoring organizations have placed Malta in high-risk categories in several areas relating to media diversity and editorial independence. These findings do not directly address channel lineups. However, they contribute to a wider discussion about media balance and the range of viewpoints available to citizens. Part 5. Why it matters. Why should this matter? Because neutrality is not about silencing one side. It is about allowing citizens to hear all sides. A healthy democracy depends on pluralism. Viewers should be able to compare competing viewpoints and arrive at their own conclusions. Consumer choice also matters. Subscribers pay for television services, expecting access to a broad range of information and perspectives. And finally, credibility matters. If Malta wishes to demonstrate genuine neutrality, one way to do so is by ensuring that voices from across the political spectrum are available to those who wish to hear them. Conclusion. A call to the carriers. The challenge presented here is simple. Not to remove existing channels, not to restrict current offerings, but to widen the choice. A truly neutral broadcasting environment should not curate political perspectives on behalf of viewers. Instead, it should trust viewers to make up their own minds. The call to Malta's television providers is therefore straightforward. Maintain the channels that already exist, but consider adding center-right and conservative international news broadcasters alongside them. Because neutrality should not exist only in constitutional documents. It should also be visible on our television screens. A fuller choice. a broader conversation, a more genuinely neutral airwave for Malta.